college football all day. It's a Football Friday right here on The Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Call him a name live.
All right, here we are.
Almost got me in trouble.
We're just talking about
right out of the gate.
We're just having a discussion about road rage on the way here. No problem. Take a wild guess out of all of us who had the biggest problem with it. It may or may not have been Sly. Sly comes in. He's like, I got some trouble with some people on the road. I was like, look, hey, this is therapy for us. All right, this show becomes therapy on a Friday. All right, and we hope you're right there here with us. Welcome to your Football Friday. Sly, you okay, though?
Yeah, I'm great.
You know how we can
here.
You know how I can make it better? Hold on. I brought snacks today.
Oh, I was going to stop, too. Look at you.
Settle down.
So I was thinking we were going to have a classic day where everybody brings in, like, their classic
I wanted
ones.
to. We should have had something, but here's what I got.
Sly just became 8 years old again.
Yeah,
I did.
I did, too. Because Connor,
All I remember is going to the pool
so
and
I'm
having
showing
these.
Oh, nice.
So what I've got in front of me now is a 24 pack, because you can't go with you can't have little packs because you get them at Costco. A 24 pack of the double decker chocolate moon pies.
Yummy.
Okay, $9.99 by the way. If you're
Yeah. There you go. I forgot where I was. I saw all the classic snacks. I'm like, that's what we need to do for Football
but
Friday.
I'm also making it to where we're kind of living a healthy lifestyle, right? So
like
I got
carrots?
No. Look at this. I got some American Wagyu beef sticks.
Oh,
gosh.
all
Yeah.
right.
So we're gonna bust
Did you have
these
to
out.
finance those? Do you know how expensive
tough.
Wagyu beef
No,
is?
I know. I thought it'd be tough. I thought it was maybe because I think Wagyu's maybe spelt a little different. It's like Wagyu.
He's got the Timu Wagyu.
You got Timu Wagyu beef?
It's a two
It's
O's.
an E, not an A.
It's a 2 O's, and so I figured it was maybe a little bit. No.
It's Wagyu, not Wagyu.
Wagyu?
Wagyu. So we got the snacks out. We got the Football Friday vibe rolling. We appreciate you coming. Guess what? Right off the bat, we are at the warehouse, 1825 South, 300 West, here in Salt Lake City. I want to make mention of something. This is a big time day for us because when we're at the warehouse, we're selling some stuff. We become one with the furniture sale. You know what I mean? Like I'm right here. Now
You might sell some moon pies, too, if you're not careful.
listen. I won't sell these. Come on down. Come on down.
Enjoy it with us.
Come on down and get yourself a moon pie.
There's so many people probably at this Costco across the street anyway.
Oh yeah, that's
Might
what I'm
as well
saying.
just stop
the
on in.
Wagyu beef sticks. Those are ours.
Hey, that
But-
way we know you're listening. Just come in and ask for a moon pie. We'll hook
Ask
you
for
up.
moon pie. I will give you this double-decker moon pie. All right. And so
Broke the bank for it.
Oh, listen, this is as cheap as a snack as situation as we could have gotten on a Football Friday. All right, so we gather together at the end of Fridays to be able to get you ready for your weekend of college football. I'm just glad you guys are like, this is the most chilled out you guys have been in the past like 3 weeks.
Oh, you have no idea.
The high school football championships have taken it out of you guys, and I appreciate
Am I
you guys.
in double-digit games?
Oh, you got to be.
He said 9, and I had a college game. So, yeah, I'm at 10.
You've done
10
10 games in
the last
8
2
days.
weeks. In the last 2 weeks, or in the last 8 days.
Yeah.
So, and then you'll do another one tomorrow, obviously. So you'll probably.
Yeah.
Or did you already add that one?
No.
So
That's
it'll be
not
11
added in
games
yet.
in 9 days. Not bad.
Hey, man.
Sly, the traveling football salesman, just like.
I'm
going
sorry
around.
I have to deal with football.
Yeah, tough life. Real tough life.
Gosh.
All of our listeners right now just
You know what, Sly?
feel so sorry for you.
Just hate me a little
You know
more.
what, Sly?
It's okay.
man.
You know what, Sly? Take an extra moon pie for yourself today. For your trouble. Take something home for Whitney. Maybe something for the baby. All right. That's how much we
You
like
got to start them young.
We got lots going on here in the program. I told you we're at the warehouse here in Salt Lake, so come down and grab a moon pie and some other. We got a couple foam footballs we can give you. We got some stuff to. But more importantly, this is our very last time that we are going to be able to hang out at the warehouse. Very final time. We've been doing these for a lot of years, but the going out of business sale is legit, and they're shutting her down, and we get to be last. We get to be last ones in on the radio side of things. So, what does that mean for you? Ridiculous deals, all right? That's all you need to know. So you got tons of crazy deals going on, and you're going to be able to take advantage of them all day long here. So there you go. Let's kick off the show, though. Let's do it officially. Our program, as always, we kick it off here, and we will jump in because we've got lots to get to on a Football Friday. We have so many things. I don't know whether to feel slighted for all the coverage that the Big 12 doesn't necessarily get. With Utah and BYU being kind of just cast aside, like, yeah, that's a cute story for you guys. I'm glad you had a great season. There's a lot of football left to be played, so we are going to be getting into it. We're going to be jumping in. Let's kick it off right here with the cut, top of the program.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Trajan Wealth brings you this portion of the program, TRAJANwealth.com, for all your trusted local needs in retirement. TrajanWealth.com. We got to bust these moon pies open. Hey, Connor, let's get a, I don't know.
You need a box cutter or something?
No, this pencil might actually.
We don't need a work-related accident today.
What are you doing, Alex?
What are you talking about?
Be a man. Open the box.
I don't want to tear into it too crazy.
I got good fingernails. Do you need my help?
No, look, I had to get it started. If I could just get it started. That's from.
Is it weird that I brag about how strong my fingernails are?
Listen.
Hey, man, I tell you, there's a lot of wives out there that are jealous.
Look, these are straight out of the
Utah moms are jealous, JJ.
No.
Again.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of which, the Utah moms,
Oh, look at me salivating. That looks great.
Well, but these are like the gas station packs too. Like we're like the presentation on these is phenomenal. I feel like we do need to sell these. I mean, my goodness, the way that we're making these look. All right, pass the moon pies around. Pass them around.
Fundraiser.
Your 7-year-old self is
perfect.
Your 7-year-old self is back to feeling good about it. And we'll get the beef sticks out later, and we'll make sure that everybody feels good about it. All right, I'm going to put these moon pies here. You can come by and grab one. In the meantime, let's talk a little bit about the goings-on over the past few days here in college football, the stuff that, what's interesting about the things that have gone on with college football and how things have kind of shaken out. It's not a wonder to me the way that I think that teams that aren't in the Big Ten and the Big 12, the Big Ten and the SEC get talked about, because they just don't have the same. They don't have the same branding power, and they don't have the same time times success equaling. The ability to be able to make that dent in the rest of the world outside of the Southeast and the Midwest in football. And I don't know if that would ever change. The thing is who are the people who get to be bigger brands outside of that? It's typically, if there's anybody, it's like USC, right?
Yeah, when they're good, absolutely.
Is anybody else outside?
Good.
Right.
Oregon.
And even when they're kind of good, people want to give them more credit, right? Like USC right now is a 7-2 team. They're likely walking into their third loss.
You'd consider USC a blue blood, right?
Of course, and they're in that conversation. They're the only ones I think west of the Mississippi that I think we have in our heads. Well, no, I guess like Texas and
Oregon has emerged. I would say so.
But even then,
consistently year in and year out.
How many?
The Montana Grizzlies should definitely.
That's
be
the only thing they're missing.
Oregon
but they've
have
been to national championship games,
and they have a Heisman Trophy winner. But they have 0 natties. So
That's fair.
Can you be in the blue blood conversation, even of the new
I would
blue
not
blood?
call them a blue blood, but I would call Oregon a very, very strong brand, thanks to Nike.
I think so too. Great.
And that matters just as much as the blue blood thing, because Nebraska's a blue blood and they stink.
So I want you to consider: will it ever be a possibility that we're having a conversation about anybody else in the world of college football year in and year out that's not in the Midwest, Texas, or in the Southeast?
Yes. NIL will change that. And it already is.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what Texas Tech is doing.
Okay.
Now, this is early on. It's not like Texas Tech has had this kind of money for a long time, but the NIL has changed the game for Texas Tech. They invested in their players, and they invested in the right place, which was in the trenches, right? They didn't just go out and get some prima donna wide receiver. They went out and invested where it really matters. And year one, you've seen the difference. And Texas Tech is a legit top 5 team in the country right now. What Texas Tech has to do to break through that ceiling, and in the same way the Big 12 as a whole, they got to win playoff games when they get there.
Sure.
That hasn't happened outside of TCU, right? TCU got to a national championship game, but that was like a one-off, and everyone kind of, tossed it aside because they haven't been back.
Well, the way
close.
they lost too.
That as well. That doesn't help. So Texas Tech's got to break through that glass ceiling for the Big 12. Arizona State almost did last year. You got to win playoff games. And everybody, the Big Ten and the SEC, they can all brag about that. And even the ACC, if Clemson or Miami, just in Florida State for that matter, just won the games that they need to win, they would also be allowed through that gate.
But here's the thing. Is it just win playoff games, or is it you have to beat a certain opponent? Right?
If you win a playoff game against SMU or Boise State,
right,
probably doesn't have the same cachet.
It's not going to give you
as if you beat an SEC team.
Exactly,
100%.
right? Arizona State did a great job last year. Unfortunately, they lost to Texas, right?
None of them won. None of them won. And so all the people that could have made an impact outside of all those brands,
right?
Boise State embarrassed itself.
Arizona State had a bad half.
The Arizona State lost, and so people are kind of like, that's cute. And then after that, it's SMU embarrassed themselves. And then you go, well, that's what those brands do.
Here's the thing. This is what I like about the playoffs, though, because for JJ, your conversation here, what I'm saying is the old BCS busters, right? The two Utah teams.
Your team is a great case in point.
Exactly, right? Yeah, the Boise State teams, the TCU teams of the early 2000s, right? Like, I think the Boise State and TCU teams, they did a detriment to themselves because they played each other.
Right.
If they were to play the Oklahomas, the Floridas, and all that and beat those guys, that would have been huge.
Look,
right?
That Boise State win over Oklahoma is still talked about 20 years
Right,
later.
exactly. Statue of Liberty play.
Yep.
Now, the CFP kind of eliminates that from happening. Now you have the opportunity to make it. So for you guys, what you're saying is, I think it's not just getting to the CFP; it's having a significant win in the CFP,
100%,
right, and beating one of those blue blood schools. Not just barely beating them like Boise State beat Oklahoma, right? I'm saying you beat them like the way we beat Alabama.
Imagine Utah beating Alabama in the college football playoff in 2025.
Right?
That's what I'm talking about. That has to happen.
And that gets you –
that breaks you through the ceiling.
Exactly. I'm with you on that 100%, and I think that's what has to happen. It's not only just getting there, because there's teams that are giving there. They're giving your free at-large bids.
That's cute. That's nice.
That's cute. Exactly. But there's still no respect.
Right.
So I only bring it up because I think over the next couple of weeks we're going to be it's easy, I think, for us in a market that are – watching two teams who it was really hard for me to see that graphic with first two teams out, and it just had BYU and Utah. Like, you guys,
and not seeing a path in.
Right. It was really a middle finger to both programs.
Of
like,
course.
Hey, there you go.
They'd love to do that to the state of Utah.
That's I know. I don't want to play the victim role all the time with the Utah sports thing. However, it is hard. What's funny to me is that the two fan bases still have found a way to not
to hate each other.
Oh yeah, to not come together and be like, I know, right? Like us too. No, they're just like,
no, it's us, not you, buddy.
There's that skit on I Think You Should Live where he goes, stop stealing people's money, Jerry, when he tells them they're great singers. And he goes, hey, don't worry, he stole my money too. He goes, he didn't steal my money. I am a good singer. I was like, that's you, Tom BYU. He didn't steal my money. I am a good singer. It's like, okay, yeah. But that's what they're all doing right now.
Yeah,
right? They have
for
this
sure.
conversation where they're going back and forth about who's better and who's this. And you have to put your elbows out. And I get it. I don't want to turn a corner of whether or not you're going to be like rooting for the conference, because I don't want that. But what you do want is, if you're not in the SEC or in the Big Ten and Notre Dame, which is actually worse than I think probably all those things in terms of getting a boost for their brand.
That's a conversation and a segment on its own.
Yeah, it's its own thing.
What the committee's doing to protect themselves there is ridiculous.
So then I'm going to use that to go off of and reflect on some of the things that happened last week. Okay, Utah goes into Baylor, and by the way, did you guys see Dave Aranda's going to be retained?
He's back.
I'm shocked. I am shocked because
there's nobody there to fire him.
Well, but Mac Rhodes gets let go. That's what I'm wondering, is if even an interim could be like, anyway, thanks for your troubles. Like, they're signing up for another year of Dave Aranda to just kind of float the program for a little bit. Do you think that Mac Rhodes being gone is going to bring some stability?
They're not ever even in competition.
That's what I'm saying.
For the ship.
No.
Aside from the preseason pub,
they won it in 22, right?
21.
They
beat Oklahoma State.
With
but that was his
BYU backup quarterback, Gary
Bohannon.
Yeah, that's correct.
But Robertson was part of the thing too? He was like brand new and all that.
No,
but
he wasn't there.
But but that was Dave Aranda's second year.
Correct.
And you remember the very next year, because they went to the Big 12 championship. I think that they either won the Sugar Bowl, they were right there in the Sugar Bowl, and then the next year, what were they? A top 10 team. Preseason top 10. They go down to BYU, and that's when they lost to BYU in that preseason overtime win over here. And then they went on to go 7-5 that year, and then they go on that the next so they win. They go 12-2 that year.
They had a losing season after that.
They won the
championship
Sugar Bowl.
year.
Right, they won the Sugar Bowl. Then they go 6-7 the year after. Again, like I said, they go into BYU.
Their best finish since then is tied for 5th last year.
And it was last year they went 8-5.
They went 3-9 in 2023.
So again, my conversation about Baylor is really more about the idea that Utah goes down there and embarrasses them. And by the way, Utah's only played Baylor the last 3 years and just beaten them every time.
3 straight times. Yeah.
and by the way, one of those Utah teams was like a struggle team. Like that was not last year. They hadn't figured things out. He gets hurt. Cam gets hurt middle of the game.
But the start of that game, it was going to be
phenomenal. It was going to be
yeah.
a 60-something game.
Blocked field goal for a touchdown. All that, yeah.
Instead, it turns out so Utah goes to Baylor and dominates, and they've dominated every week. And there's nothing to make me think that they won't dominate Kansas State tomorrow. So, what is the argument for Utah to be in the college football playoff, Sly?
You're going to have me make the argument?
Yeah,
I think they should. Right? I mean, all the other teams in front, right? It's hard to have people it's the whole conversation we're having is these people getting automatic bids just because they're in the or the SEC or they're blue bloods or whatever, right? No real impactful wins. There's a lot of people in the 10 through 15 that deserve more bids than the 6 through 10. And so it's all about, we have to play who's on our schedule. So essentially what I'm thinking is we need to eliminate this bogus, lame, podunked, really easy exhibition schedule. We got to have Big 12 playing SEC in the exhibition, right before conference play. And that right there settles a lot of things for late in the season.
Even the SEC has had to concede, we'll play a 9th conference game because, by the way, this week, it's the Cupcake week. That looks
and
like
it's always that for the SEC.
Like an absolute freaking
week.
joke.
What is it? Week 11, week 10 or 11 or whatever.
In this case, because of the double buys, everybody gets it's week 13.
Yeah,
but it is 9 games.
Chattanooga State.
Yeah, Charlotte is playing Georgia, I think, or something like that. And so there are all sorts of garbage games across the board that the College Football Playoff Committee will pretend like, hey, nice, hey, great win, right? Like they'll go. That's nice for you.
I honestly, to answer your question, I can't have a good case because I'll just get mad because I'm just like it's stupid. Why are we sitting over here having to dictate and talk to you about all of this? We shouldn't have to upsell. The record is the record. The way that they're handling people, if you're watching these games, is how they're doing it, right? If you were up late to watch UCLA games, you can see how dominant, what type of team this is. The preseason talking about this offensive line, and then you go to the statistics, and they're the second best rushing team in the whole nation, right? Like, that is domination. Everybody who knows football, if you can run the ball effectively the way they have, it's everything. And so, man, I don't know what the committee's doing, how many pockets are getting filled in different ways for all of this, but I truly think that these guys need to wake up and hopefully maybe that's expanding the playoffs, right? And I don't know what the conversation needs to be to make this happen.
Listen, you know what this needs to be is what stinks about that is expanding the playoffs. I think that the Big 12 and the ACC would likely come together and be like, yeah, we should expand it, and they'll be like, 4 automatic bids, right, though, guys?
Right.
And then they'll go, oh, no. We get 5 apiece, and then you guys get 3, and then you can maybe earn some more.
Right.
There'll be some delineation in there still.
Everybody else pick from the last 4.
Right. but guess what? Anybody who, I guarantee that Brett Yormark, and if he's not, he should be, he is going to be pushing a 2014 model because you're asking team, why wouldn't you put support behind that? All you're doing is making yourself a part of a reality TV show at the end of the college football season.
Well, here's the thing.
And if you have 24 teams, you have a better shot of getting in. You want to be one of those people, even if you're eliminated, even if you aren't handed the rose the first week, you still want to be up on everybody's screen right before the end of the season's over.
What's the glory of the top 25?
I don't know what it is now because
there isn't any.
There's 0 because we don't even 15 through 25.
Outside of this, I'll bring this up about the AP top 25.
We don't care about them.
Because once the college football playoff rankings come out, it doesn't matter. What does matter is what you're ranked at the beginning of the season.
100%, which is a terrible argument. What were you ranked at the beginning of the season?
Why is Notre Dame ahead of BYU?
Solely
one was ranked in the top 5 to start the season. One was unranked.
Right, because they had and
one has one loss, the other has two.
Right, those two losses came quick. And
strength of schedule's almost even. Remaining strength of schedule's not even close.
Do you remember that it took them? They were 0-2, and they were still. I want to say they were still in the top 25.
Oh, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
They were clinging to it, yeah.
And so they were like, oh, and then when they won their first game, everyone was like,
oh,
back
they're back.
in business.
They're back.
19,
Notre Dame's back. Lou Holtz come back.
Right. So then there's like a 2-2 team. And then they're like, well, you might as well put them in the top 15. Look how good they are. So this happens every year. Now, I want to ask you about what have you seen out of this Utah team, last week included. What is it about what they do? Because now they've just fully embraced. We're not even going to try to throw the ball. We're just going to run this ball down your throat. And then, more importantly, can Bird Ficklin stay at the University of Utah long term?
Ooh, I think so.
Or is someone going to offer?
Here's the thing: I have no idea.
Is someone going to offer our equivalent of the moon pie and say, "Hey,
man,
Bird,
here's
this moon
the thing.
pie represents $1 million. If I give you two of them,
you
will
can
you
sit
leave?"
here and have these guys sit here and talk blue in the face of how much they have loyalty for one school, and then the very next week they transfer to your rival. Right. So you have no idea what's going to keep these kids, man. I just hope that, and I've talked to Coach Witt because it's been my most intriguing question. After I interview him, I talk all the time about recruiting these guys. I feel like you got a new guy that can take off and be an outstanding star every single time. And what it is, he's like, well, it sucks now. You can't really develop guys, but what you can work on is who you bring in and who takes to coaching, right? And you just got to hope that Bird Ficklin has the personality that I want to grow here. I know I'm going to be the star. I know I'm going to be the starting quarterback. I've made some elite plays, and I've put myself in position to be great here.
How loyal are you going to be, though? You're a kid from Oklahoma, and Boomer Sooner knocks at the door and goes, "Hey, man, $2 million coming your way."
They'll be looking for another quarterback soon.
How are you going to be? Of course,
Oklahoma State comes in and like, hey, we got some good oil money for you,
and he's close to home.
Right.
Exactly. And so those are the kinds of conversations that people end up having.
And it all takes to the personality of the kid, the people that's around him, and that's just a lot of outside things that nobody, not the coaching staff, nobody can control but Bird. And so hopefully Utah's just doing right by them on all the other parts and being transparent up front about what the game plan is, how to utilize him, the plans for the future, and all of that, and hopefully just Bird buys in.
Bird buys in. That's a good T-shirt. Come on, let's go. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We have around the corner, we've got lots to talk about when it comes to football here locally, Football Friday across the country. I've got in front of me also the nightmare scenarios for teams that are in the college football playoff. The ones
Is that our best and worst?
Listen, it's just great because nightmare scenarios for big brands mean good news for the ones that are on the outside looking in currently. But I've also got in front of me, just based off of the Missouri-Oklahoma game, how playoff chances are going to be moved around, odds going to be moved around with that. All right, we'll come back. We've got more to go. By the way, 4 o'clock, Bear. I almost said Bear Bachmeier. We got too many Bears to figure out. Bear Torney, head coach of the Utah Mammoth, he's going to join us coming up at the 4 o'clock hour. There are lots of questions right now, and we're hoping to convey some of the frustrations of the fans right now with this Utah Mammoth team, and Bear's going to join us, and he's never been shy to duck away from any of those questions, so he'll join us at 4 o'clock. So stay right here. More to go. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
All college football, all day. It's a Football Friday right here on the Zone. Whether it's the Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, we've got you covered. This is a Football Friday edition of JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Thanks for being with us on the program. Oh, we got Win Ticket Wednesday next Wednesday. You know what that means?
Next Wednesday. Yeah, we always do.
I know. We ready for this one, though?
Yeah, we got
tickets to see Nate Bargatze.
Oh, that's
on
a good.
The Big Dumb Eyes tour.
It's not bad.
Coming. What do you mean not bad?
I thought you were going to mention some hair band from the '80s or something.
No. I'm saying this is amazing.
Some 70-year-old guys in leather.
You know how many people are missing their ward party on December 4th, 5th, and 6th to go to Nate Bargatze?
I hope the Relief Society knew better than to plan
they're doing
their Christmas parties around Nate Bargatze being in town.
You know there's some people.
Nobody's showing up.
There's a ton of people in Bluffdale right now being like, I'm not going to be able to make it to my wife and I are going to Nate Bargatze. It's clean comedy. I'm telling you, this is what's happening. All right, so that's next Wednesday. Listen all day long. We will have tickets to Nate Bargatze for you to win coming up for the December shows that he has. He's added like 10 shows because people go nuts here for it. All right.
He'd just be like Vegas. He should just set up shop here.
He probably could.
Do shows 5 nights a week.
Ryan,
He'd be a billionaire.
Ryan Smith just put him make him like a penthouse at the top of the Delta Center.
Well, they're building that new auditorium thing
And
downtown.
he just comes down. Yeah, he just comes downstairs.
Just give him a residency.
Let's go. Oh, and then get the Osmonds. They could stay here in Utah.
Home run.
Come on. All right.
You guys are getting too excited over here.
Well, I'm excited because I help other people. All right. That's what's happening. All right. I've got in front of me some nightmare scenarios ahead of Week 13. Pretty easy nightmare scenarios for people who are playoff contenders, like BYU. You can't lose to Cincinnati or to Central Florida. And if Utah wins out and Arizona State loses once, the Utes would go to the championship game. That's your path there, Sly, for you guys to be able to go to the
I can't wait to go to Arlington.
So here's what it is. Yeah, so they'll go – Arizona State just has to lose once, which I think they might do this weekend because they don't have –
Do they even have to lose? Why do they have to lose?
Utah's got to win out. Arizona State has to lose once.
They do?
Arizona State
Yes.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah. So that would send the Utes to the championship game, and then of course they beat Texas Tech in a rematch, and then they go to the college football playoff. Now, the best case scenario is for BYU they beat Cincinnati, beat UCF, and then they have to beat Texas Tech to go to the college football playoff. That's the best case scenario. Well, of course it is. So just win all the games, win your conference championship, no problem. All right. Utah, one loss would be enough to ruin Utah, but it would be less painful than beating Kansas State and beating Kansas, but still watching BYU take care of business down the stretch to be able to knock off Texas Tech and win the conference championship.
Yeah, you didn't handle business during the year.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Honestly, you could have beat Texas Tech and you could have beat BYU. You didn't handle business, man.
Yep.
So, yeah, that would definitely be painful to watch those two win out and do the things when you definitely feel like you should have been there.
Right. So easy enough to talk about the ones who are playoff contenders that are 11 and 12 because they're already on the outside looking in. They got to do extra anyway. While the committee tries to figure out ways. Because if USC beats Oregon, I think we're all in agreement that USC would probably
jump Utah.
They would.
Jump Utah and BYU. Why not? Why wouldn't they go to 10?
You
know what I mean?
And the committee would like to get that third Big Ten team.
Here's what's wild. They would go to 10. Oregon would go to 11 and push BYU and Utah back one even after they smoke whoever they play this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's the
big bird to the state of Utah.
That's how it gets worse for
Doesn't it feel like there's this big wall?
Oh, yeah.
Between 11 and 10 for both Utah
I
and
thought
BYU.
you were going to say just the state of Utah.
Well, yeah, essentially.
College football.
There's no way. It doesn't matter what BYU or Utah did outside of winning that Big 12 championship game that would get them in the top 10. And you're going to need to be in the top 10 to get into the playoff because the ACC is going to have one bid and the group of 5 will have another in that 12. So you got to be in the top 10. And it just feels like the committee's put up this wall around 10. And I don't know what it's going to take for them to break through without just winning the Big 12 championship. But then if Texas Tech loses to either BYU or Utah in the Big 12 championship game, I bet they would drop them below that 10.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. We just saw BYU lose to Texas Tech and get dropped 6 spots. Texas just dropped 7 spots after getting beat by Georgia. The committee's been pretty punitive with these losses recently. And it's not just BYU. It's, you've seen other teams. Alabama dropped 6 spots. So,
well, let me ask you this.
Lose in the top 10, and you can drop.
Okay, so I'm going to skip all of the worst case scenarios for the teams that are in the top. I'm going to go right down to Oregon. Lose on Saturday to Southern California, and you will be eliminated from the Big Ten championship game. And then if you drop that rivalry game to Washington, by the way, they have to play UW still.
They do in Seattle.
You going to fly up there for that?
Depends
No,
on what's on the line.
you're gonna float your yacht in. For
Yeah,
that.
man. Well, you know how I do it. Yeah, you've been there.
You're gonna roll right up there in your yacht.
Fill the boat up with moon pies and roll
Straight
on.
yacht rock for
That would be
5 hour
something.
tailgate.
Start throwing moon pies to all the people. Go, hey, you're welcome. Hey,
bless the rains down in Africa.
You guys have any more of that? You guys have any more of that American Wagyu beef? Yeah, man. So the Ducks could be in the mix for an at-large spot with one loss. But if they lose to USC, they really could be. Oregon could be pushed down to maybe that. I hope they don't, because what I think that you need here locally is you need USC to be out of contention. The best thing that can happen this weekend, I think, to the local teams is Oklahoma losing,
100%.
which is totally you know.
You need a 2-loss to get the third loss.
And that's, I think, what's going to – if Missouri, who's actually ranked 22nd in the college football playoff rankings right now, goes to Norman and beats Oklahoma, I don't know if they have the ability to do it. However, it's a pretty good shot compared to, I don't know, for example, Texas A&M playing Samford this week. So
Why do I still not like how close Texas is?
what do you mean? Oh,
The Longhorns?
now I will say this: I thought the same thing. 3 losses, but they put them down to 17.
Yeah.
We thought maybe they were going to put them to 14, and then we were like, "Oh boy, they're going to find a
But
way."
I
Because if
still-
they
They
beat
still got
Texas
A&M on the schedule.
So they beat Texas A&M.
they
a
might jump.
lot of people will make the argument that they should be the 3-loss team that gets in.
So dumb, so dumb.
That's why I was like, I don't know why.
Okay.
A team that was down 31-3 to South Carolina just last week.
So Oklahoma, if they lose to Missouri or LSU, which that's their next 2 games, that's not an easy putt.
No?
And that's good news, I think, for people who are waiting outside the top 10 in BYU and Utah, and they'll be out of the conversation for the playoff, I think, because they'll do the same thing to Texas. And Texas beat Oklahoma, so people will be like, well, they're both 3 losses, and they lost the head-to-head to Texas. So here's the deal: if the Sooners lose both games, they would be likely they'd be 4 losses. They'd be 8-4, and Brent Venables, I bet, would be fired by the end of the year. Maybe.
For missing the playoff?
Yeah.
I mean, they lost to Texas, right?
And they lost to Texas. Plus 8-4 when 3 weeks before the end of the season you were in the top 10. And you
It
were
might
knocking
have
on the
some
door of the college
boosters
football playoff.
pretty
It'll piss some
upset.
people off. It's not like he's had great seasons before this. I mean, he's been 7-6 and 7-6. So Notre Dame, if they lose to Syracuse or Stanford, then of course that's the deal. Alabama, if they lose to Auburn and they get to
rivalry
that
game.
3rd loss, so best case scenario for Utah and BYU is Oklahoma loss in one of the last 2 games, which they could do,
To get both of the teams in.
to at least have them at that conversation point where they go,
Yeah.
hey, a second Big 12 team, right? And it could be for one of them. I don't know which one. I'm assuming if they both win out, they could have the argument to
If
that you
all
could
if,
make,
if
that you
they
could
win
make 3
out
teams be,
and Texas
be a
Tech
part of it.
wins out, one of the 3 is going to lose a game in some scenario there,
Right, because they're
whether
going to
it's
go
in
to
the Big 12 championship
right.
or otherwise.
Sure. So
So
I
that
just
team would
love
drop
that.
out.
We're going to go into week 12 or week 13, whatever this is, and still not know
Yep.
what the heck is going on.
yeah, and it's going to happen next week too, especially if some teams take care of business this week and then they'll have another game kind of staring them in the face. So Alabama's still got to play. They've got to play Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose to Auburn, they'll be a 3-loss Alabama team. They'll be out. A 3-loss Oklahoma team, I think, would be out. And I think you would have to move up BYU to like 9. You'd have to have Utah at least at like 10. Then you're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance because
An
they
Oregon
can,
second loss would make things very
now look,
interesting.
and then by the end of the year, it's how quickly they can move up. Because if they move up quickly, if the teams lose this week, and then they move up, and then the next week they win again, then they move up a couple spots, maybe another time. Then you're talking about a 6th or 7th ranked BYU maybe going to that Big 12 championship game against the Texas Tech team, who's probably 4th at that point. And if you lose that game, it'd be a really tough argument to say, yeah, you don't deserve to be in the college football playoff. That your 2 losses came to number 4 Texas Tech. Or is that even more embarrassing? Is that a worse scenario?
There's no embarrassment in that.
That's what I don't think either. Like, you lose to Texas Tech twice. How many times in the SEC they beat each other all the time? You lose to Alabama twice,
And they
oh,
only
you're
go
still
down
good
2
enough.
and they only go down 2 spots.
One spot.
Yeah, because it
it's
just
so
means
dumb.
more.
Oh gosh. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back when we return. Come on. there's still a chance, all right? There's still a chance. We'll come back. We've got more around the corner. We'll get to a Would You Rather on a Football Friday. We'll also jump in here. By the top of the hour, we're going to chat with Bear Tourney. So join us right around the corner, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Listen, everybody! Real-life hypotheticals to get your brain churning. As JJ and Alex ask, would you rather?
Welcome back, everybody. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Alex Kirry, Jeremiah Jensen, Stevenson Sylvester, of course, along with us here on a Football Friday. We're at the warehouse.
This Wagyu is bussin'.
I told you.
Good.
That's what the kids say these days, right?
Bussin', right?
Sorry, Sly, how is the beef stick? Is it bussin'?
Does it have Riz?
Is it what we would call fire?
I give it about a 6 or a 7.
Or is it Ohio? Is it Skibbity?
I told you, like, I got real annoyed this week because I got an email, or like it was on, you get those ads for Instagram that pop up, and it was like, hey, you want these BYU 6-7 socks? And I was like, what are we doing here?
What?
Yeah. That's where we're at. Hey, the kids like
I'm
it.
glad it's their school.
Oh, I guarantee there's a version of it.
Utah ones.
I guarantee there are, too, sure.
I'll slap whoever started it.
Watch them be like, we're offering a great deal for Utah man to get it.
Oh, no.
To get in on the floor, on the ground floor with some 6-7 socks.
Yeah, Sly, where's those Utah Man 6'7"?
Absolutely not.
Utah Man 6'7" hoodie. Do it.
By the way, a
Do
little update from Delta Center. Speaking of which, shout out to the Delta Center crew who had a hockey game last night get done. They had to clean up the tiers and the ice.
Nobody
that was on the
sleeps
ice.
over there.
BYU is playing Wisconsin right now at the Delta Center. And then you've got yourself a Utah Jazz home game tonight too, right? Jazz at home tonight?
Not at home tonight. No, yeah, they are.
They are.
The Thunder.
That's
You're
what
right.
I'm saying.
Yeah, crazy.
That's what you get. You get a hockey game and then a collegiate.
And then the Rangers
matchup.
are in town on Saturday.
I know.
Wow.
Right now, BYU up 87-58 over
Luka?
Wisconsin. Wisconsin was was Tanjay the guy who had the game against
Yes.
BYU during the
Now
during the tournament?
Now he plays for us.
Crazy. Hey, listen. Joining us around the corner here is Bear Tourney, head coach of the Utah Mammoth. We're going to talk to him about this current losing streak that the Mammoth are on and how to pull the team out of it. More to go. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.